and Allison Smith, the secretary. We've also been working on student council shirts. This year we are doing our Suco t-shirts through Image Market. Last year we opened ordering t-shirts to our teacher and staff in the district, and we will be doing that again this year. Emails regarding ordering prices and t-shirt design will be sent out after our next general meeting. Upcoming information events, homecoming games and dance. Homecoming games will be on Wednesday, October 6th. The participating sports are girls soccer playing Sizer at 3:30, and field hockey, who will play a 3:30 game against BVT. Concessions and raffle items will be available for purchase. We are looking for any vendors from our town or surrounding areas willing to participate, and any interest should be directed to our advisor, Caitlin Malone. Field trips and conferences. Fall conferences on Wednesday, November 10th at Oakmount High in Ashburnham. Fall conference is a conference where student councils participate in leadership workshops and meet a keynote speaker. And Hyannis will be taking place in person this year on from March 9th to 11th. The Town Fall Festival, sorry.
I was just gonna ask you if you're sure that was it. And you said, oh yeah.
There's a lot, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Running out of breath doing this.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. The student council was hoping to participate in the new, in this new event in the Town Fall Festival. We will be there volunteering, as well as having our own booth at the event. We hope to see everyone there. And the breast cancer awareness run/walk, our annual breast cancer run/walk, is being held at the MBHS on Sunday, October 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is a 5K run/walk using the cross-country route, in which all proceeds benefit the Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition. Registration can be done online or the day of the event. It is $10 per person. Emails about this event's registration, donations, and raffles will be sent out soon. And that's about it.
Thanks, Joe. Is that something you could email to us so we can include in the minutes, please? Thank you. Any one of us is fine. We'll make sure it gets to the right person. Are there any presentations? Not aware. Oh, sorry, correspondence. Any correspondence anybody's aware of? Presentations? Public participation on agenda items? Yes, Mr. Rigney?
Do you give a presentation from Nursery first? I don't know if you was doing Nursery.
Oh, are you doing your presentation during presentation or during reports? I thought you were doing it during reports. My apologies.
I have no idea.
Okay, well,
Whatever's good for you.
how about we have Mr. Rigney have his say, and then we'll bring you up to have yours. How's that? Does that work? Okay.
Rich Rigney, 6 Woods Road, Barry, Mass. I just ask that the school committee, in facing that things have changed since a month ago, reconsider their vote on the mask protocol for the school. Obviously, I think some of the arguments back then were it's not in the town, it is in the town.
Mr. Rigney, I'm sorry, but that's not an agenda item that's on the agenda today.
It's health and safety protocol. Superintendents Report.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
So,
It is
again,
actually, so I apologize, it is actually under the superintendent's report, which is coming up next, so that's fine. Go ahead, please.
thank you. So again, there's been, I think, over 10 cases of students who've had it not from the school, but who are students of the school, and masks are keeping the rest of the students safe. Obviously, there's a state mandate, but if that were to pass, having a school mandate and a town for the town would be extremely important to keep our kids safe. Really, it's really not great to have kids in masks. It's worse having them behind screens or at home without school. So I try to encourage you guys to allow masks in the school, mandate masks in the school, and not make it a choice because a lot of people choose not to.
Thank you. So I apologize for the confusion. It's our first time going through this without the superintendent. So we have the financial report, we have the budget update, the warrants, and the budget transfers. What did I miss?
Approve the minutes.
Oh, sorry, thank you. When did I miss that? Yep.
We're so wrapped up with what Joe was saying.
Yeah, I know, Joe got me all worked up. It's not your fault, actually, Joe. I had sugar on the way here. I shouldn't have done that. So we have the school committee regular meeting minutes of August 23rd and the school committee special meeting of September 29th minutes to approve. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes as written in here.
Any second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Now we can move on. Okay, now we go to the financial reports. So we have the budget update, we have the warrants. The warrants are being signed, I assume?
I was gonna do them right after.
Okay, so we'll get the warrants after. And budget transfers. So let me, I didn't keep a copy for myself, so let me scroll down to the budget transfers. Actually, I do have a copy, hold on.
Is that in here? Do you want this back?
It should be. No, it should be in the packet that was sent out to us. I didn't see them earlier. All I saw was the financial report, but let me just take a look. They're there. Budget transfers. There is a memo dated September 20th to Sheila LeBlanc, Town Accountant, from Richard Lynn, Superintendent. Budget transfers. There have been a number of changes to our school structure, and we are requesting the following adjustments. The school district line, $70,000 from curriculum coordinator to salary principal high school, $4,103.41 from curriculum coordinator to administrative assistant district, $6,500 from curriculum coordinator to contracted services district, $3,500 from curriculum coordinator to professional development district, and $1,900 from curriculum coordinator to professional development district. Therefore, I'm requesting that you make the transfers as noted above. Respectfully submitted, Richard Lynn, Superintendent. Do I have a motion to make those transfers? I believe this is in line with the conversation we had at the previous meeting.
Yep.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the budget transfers.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Great. Superintendent's report, I shouldn't have changed, shouldn't have closed that, I apologize. So under the superintendent's report, we have opening school update. New school year started on September 1st, 2021. It was a really good opening overall as students, families, and staff returned to school. There are always glitches that, we work through, and this year is no different, but we are excited to have the energy and excitement back in our buildings. Here are some updates below. Hiring, we have contracted with 2 short-term people to provide school psychology services. Both are licensed school psychologists. One is moving out of country in the coming months and is available until that occurs. The other person is a retired school psychologist and available moving forward for limited hours. We also hired an individual as a new grade 7 and 8 English language arts teacher, and she began last week. We are still searching for a band teacher at the junior senior high school. Our STEM teacher was supposed to begin last week, however, she changed her mind and has backed out of the position. We have reposted and advertised the position. Our BCBA has resigned. We have posted and advertised for that position. We have posted and advertised for a business HR assistant. We are also looking for a school committee recording secretary. The mildew and mold, we had a challenging opening for a few classroom spaces in the elementary school with spots of mildew. Mold, we called in Jess Environmental to inspect the area, and they provided mitigation strategies which implemented over the weekend of August 28th through 29th. Pure Clean Restoration came in and cleaned the classrooms, including steam cleaning the carpets, washing down the walls, furniture, etc. with the appropriate products, and placed commercial dehumidifiers in each room. Just Environmental returned on Tuesday, August 31st to inspect and test the areas. The test result indicated 3 rooms needed additional cleaning and sanitizing, which occurred on Saturday, September 4th. JES Environmentals again came in. I'm going to assume that was a typo, and it's Just Environmentals again came in to collect samples for testing on Sunday, September 5th. The test results were returned on Wednesday evening, September 8th, which indicated the rooms were set for students and staff to return. Thank you again to Mr. Shaw and his team and teachers and staff for their flexibility in making this all work. Athletics, our fall season is underway as teams began practice August 30th and game action just after the start of the school. Next is the safety protocol email memorandum from Mr. Lind. I don't know if you want to speak first or if you want me to read it first. Maureen,
I'm speaking about the pool testing.
which is part of the safety protocol, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so do you want me to read his report first and then you can speak?
Certainly.
Okay. The following updates on the safety protocols that are in place for the school. Masking, as you know, the Commissioner of Education issued requirements for masking in schools. All students and staff are wearing masks inside school buildings unless they meet one of the exceptions: medical, social, emotional, behavioral concerns. Commissioner Riley will review the situation on October 1st and provide guidance at that time. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education issued protocols for addressing people that have contracted COVID-19 and or are close contact and COVID-19 positive individuals. Testing, Maureen Floyd, our lead nurse, and I have attended numerous webinars related to testing available to schools. We have submitted an application to participate and been approved in the test and stay program. If the test is negative, they will be allowed to stay in school. If allowed, it will allow anyone that is in close contact to remain in school with a negative test. We are also looking at the pooled testing option, which is essentially group testing on a weekly basis to assess students and staff. The testing program requires parental consent, which is one of the steps we need to complete. Our school nurse also need to complete the Banax Now training, I don't know, modules which they do on October 7th and 8th. Reporting, all positive cases need to be reported to DESE by the end of the week. And DESE will be reporting out COVID positive cases on Thursday evenings each week. We will also continue to keep Board of Health informed and coordinate with them. Principals will be sending out information to families when we have positive cases in our school and inform parents and guardians. You're up.
Okay. So as he said in his memo, that we have applied for, through CIC, which is the contractor that is working for DPH and DESE. We're hoping to do test and stay, which would be if someone came in close contact as a close contact, we would test them. The nurses would have the person come in the morning and we would test them. If they were negative, they could stay in school. That would be for all children who are close contacts that are not fully vaccinated. The other thing that we're hoping to do is the routine COVID pool testing and lab-based follow-up, which is a 2 swab into just at the very beginning of the nares, and then they go in to be tested into the lab. And if there's a positive, everyone does not have to quarantine. They then take the next swab and they check to see which person is positive, so they can then do through deduction. It's very much easier to do. Let's see. We are still waiting for our clear lab waiver because we will be doing lab type procedures in our nurse's office. We have to be CLIA certified. So the application is done and accepted. The CLIA we're waiting for. We should be hearing that any day now. And then the consent, there's an electronic consent and a paper consent, and we'll be talking to the principals about that and how to disseminate that. Binax Now is the testing kit that we'll be using. We cannot do training until the whole process is set and we have the Binax kit in front of us. Then they will allow us to do a virtual training, and we're hoping to do that on the 7th and the 8th during the professional development, half day and full day. And then this Thursday, I'll be doing another webinar on the testing program, the protocols, and the computer needs, because that's one of the biggest things is that we have to integrate our computer system to be able to handle the pool testing and the data entry and things. The program does have a program coordinator, and they will do as much or as little as we need them to do, and we've asked for as much as we can, because we're a small school, but resources are low, and we need to be able to have as much help as we can to do that. Any questions? Yeah?
I have a question. So the test and stay, is there, I remember reading it, but the number of days that they have to go for that?
If they are a student that's not involved in sports, 5 days. So they would come in 5 consecutive days. If there's a weekend in between, then they actually, and they do participate in sports, then the program coordinator will meet them and they will be tested if they want to actively participate in either practice or a game on those weekend days.
So for somebody that's vaccinated, there's no requirement for them to?
If there's a close contact, and we've had quite a few that are fully vaccinated, if you are completely vaccinated 2 weeks post second vaccine, you do not have, if you're asymptomatic, you do not have to quarantine.
Okay, so only for asymptomatic?
Asymptomatic, if you're asymptomatic and fully vaccinated, you don't have to. So that would not apply to them. They can be involved, if you're fully vaccinated, you can still be involved in the pool testing. Because
But you don't have the right to do the test and stay, even if the parents wanted to, just to clarify.
Oh, no, if the parents wanted, absolutely, if the parents signed a consent form and they want the child tested, absolutely, I'll test them.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. And the final item on the superintendent's report is the ESSER 3 grant, which is like a 3-page document, but basically it says that the district's allocation for this grant is $574,924. I don't see anywhere where it says, and I could be wrong, I've read it, right after you sent it out, but I don't know if this is something that's been approved already, or if this is something that we're following up on, but I will get more information, we can talk about it at the next meeting, because I'm not certain at this point. Administrators report, middle and high school principal?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Some brief announcements. I think maybe Joe made this announcement already, but we welcomed our newest staff member, Ms. Tiffany Greca, to the team. Last Wednesday, she's our new middle school ELA teacher. We also will have our first school council meeting this coming Wednesday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. I will send a reminder to parents tomorrow. That's 6 p.m. in the high school conference room. And then I've mentioned this in our school memo, our food pantry is back up and running. So any family or student that needs access to that should contact myself or Ms. Floyd.
Any questions for Mr. McCormick? Ms. Priestley?
I have just 2 things. So just to give you an update on how the back to school night went. We did have an in-person event. We had a little less than half of the families, I think, that came. It wasn't as big a turnout as, say, in 2019, but it was awesome, and everyone had a great time. We had a cakewalk raffle, which was cool. There was a big, giant cake of candy that someone went home with.
I was just gonna say,
It
did
wasn't
somebody in the
me.
school committee win that or something? I'm not really sure.
It didn't go home with me, that's all I know. No, it was cool, it was really fun, and it was very good. Everyone came, masked, they respected the policy, and we were grateful for that, and that was that. The other thing, just to echo what Mr. McCormick said about school council, so we are looking for parent and community members to join our school council. I know it was presented at the last PTO meeting. I don't have anyone who has, volunteered for that yet, so if there's anyone who's interested. I did have 2 staff members who are joining us, so if we could find 3 family or community members to join us, that would be awesome. And we meet on the Mondays of school committee meetings at 5. We do it the same day. It's just to make it easy in people's minds, so.
Great. Ms. Roberts, your Director of Student Services report?
Yes, so we're in full swing. We've been having progress meetings, some annual IEP meetings, and families are utilizing the option for Zoom or in person. So they're finding that that's something that is very helpful for them, for the Zoom options for participation. So we'll be continuing that. I will just say for some personnel updates, the BCBA position has been filled, and Karen Alitz-Polgak will be starting on October 4th. So that's positive news. And I also have officially received my initial DESI licensure, so that's another update. And lastly, I want to say that our first CPAC meeting will be next Tuesday night at 6 p.m.
September 28th at 6 p.m.
Yes,
I just want to make the date because in case somebody.
yes.
All right, any questions for,
Congratulations on the license.
yes,
Oh,
by the
thank
way,
you.
congratulations, awesome.
Thank you.
We do not have the Director of Technology Facilities, is that correct? Moving on then. Old business.
Can I just make a statement real quick?
Certainly.
So Tim Canada offered to work with me on the focus group thing, and I know we're not here to discuss it tonight, but I just wanted to say, since Mr. Lind is no longer here and we're in the process of hiring somebody else, we thought that we would kind of postpone that and have the new person hopefully be part of that process. So that's why we're not addressing it.
Okay, makes sense. Nothing under policy, new school business, school improvement plan, school council, special education parent advisory council update. Do you have anything more than what you've already shared?
We are in the last year of our school improvement plan, so our school council will be looking at establishing a new set of goals for our next 3-year plan. That's all I have.
Anybody else?
No, I mean, ours was developed last year, I believe, for the next 2 years. But we also have a site visit this spring in the ES, so a lot of our self-reflection work will be done this fall into the winter, and that will help us look at our school improvement plan for this year and also going forward, so.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Lind was kind enough to provide the capital plan. He said it's been updated regularly over the last 4 years. It's important to note the items on this list are dependent on available funds in the town during the fall town meeting. And so, this is something I had asked him to do before I knew that we'd be moving on to another district, just so that everybody was aware of what the capital expenditure needs are for the district, and we can talk about them as the year goes on to make sure that we're keeping up with what may or may not have changed. So on his list that he had provided for us is a dump truck replacement with the estimated cost of $70,000. The current truck is a 2001 dump bed, rusted out, frame rusted, and the actual lifetime expectancy of it, he estimated or articulated at 10 years. Floor replacement for the junior, senior high school, the gym hall, high school hall, lower floor bathroom and locker rooms, for a total of $112,604. Building inspector, corrective action required, tripping hazard is what he had written in his comments. High school roof section repair, the estimated expense there is $210,000, recommended from a roof consultant, a 15-year lifespan. Repave the parking lot at the elementary school. There's no estimate provided. Front and around back of the building needs to be replaced, including the curbing and sidewalk, and some sidewalk work, along with the catch basins. And he estimated the lifespan of the 10-year lifespan on that. Cafeteria table replacement in the elementary school, $24,000, replace all-in-one table set, table/seats. Need 28 seat or 1412 seat for the elementary school. Cafe or cafeteria table replacement for the junior, senior high school. Excuse me, $20,500, replace all-in-one tables. Need 17 8-seat tables in the high school. Electrical engineering study to add air handlers outlets to emergency generator. $25,000, the high school is an emergency shelter, but the heating units are not on generator power, only boilers and pumps. And in his notes, he added that there's a possibility there may be grants, EMA grant, capital project funds. Add electrical load to generator, more plugs, air handlers. Cost dependent on electrical engineering study, if current generator is capable of handling extra load, and the same comment about the grants. Boiler burner replacement at the junior, senior high school. The estimate is unknown without engaging in an estimate. Burners nearing end of life, 12-year life expectancy. Replace one per year, seek efficiency grants to do that. Boiler burner replacement at the elementary school. Current burners were installed in 2007. They're in end of life. Parts are expensive and very hard to get. Replace one per year, again seeking efficiency grants. Replace high school heating control to non-priority systems. The current system is priority, and classrooms have individual control. The expected cost is $75,000, and again looking for possible energy grants. In the auditorium at the elementary school, the auditorium is original to its 1974 building, needs new seating, sound, and electrical, etc. The cost is unknown without an estimate. And finally, the playground, the elementary school. The playground is over 20 years old, posts have shifted, walkways not level, all showing wear and safety concerns, and will have to bring up to ADA compliant walkways and surfaces. The cost is estimated at $85,000. If I didn't say that, I apologize. And that is a total of $622,104 in capital expenses that the superintendent foresaw for the district. Any questions, thoughts, or concerns? I have no answers, so I don't know what I'm asking.
No, this is an estimate. I mean, it's not like these things are things that he's saying need to be done, just so that no one thinks we're spending $622,000 tomorrow. It's not.
Absolutely correct. It's just it's part of the capital plan, and we need to make sure that we're looking at what the facility needs are going forward, because there's a big investment in this facility to begin with, and we want to make sure that we're reinvesting what we need to keep the facility up and functional. We have a Nature's Classroom approval. So there was a request for a field trip October 4th through the 7th. Leaving October 4th, returning October 7th. Total number of students is 40. Total number of chaperones is 5. Cost to each student, $257 is the cost, not the estimate. The educational objectives: immerse students in authentic, real-world, hands-on activities at spectacular locations throughout New England. These living laboratories and classrooms provide powerful learning and bonding experiences that cannot be replicated. Thoughts from the committee?
I love the Nature's Classroom.
How about a motion? Why don't we start there?
I move to approve the Nature's Classroom field trip.
And do I have a second?
Second.
We all second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
Oh, there was more, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was
Been
like
10
3
minutes ago
pages
with
of
you
it.
guys.
There's a
My
lot.
chaperone?
I apologize for that.
I'll go again if I can.
Well, it got approved on just the curriculum alone, so there you go. Let's see, what's next? Washington DC trip. Oh my goodness. Sorry. The school committee previously approved the trip to Washington DC for our 8th grade students, and in addition, the 9th grade students that were unable to travel to Washington DC in the spring of 2020. Both grade 8 and grade 9 students will be traveling together in the spring of 2022. The trip requires 35 students to attend to make the trip viable, and at this point, we only have 12 students who have signed up. Mrs. Hanson is requesting that we open the trip to grade 7 students with the hope of having enough students to run the trip. The superintendent recommends approval. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to open up the field trip to, is it 7th and 8th grade?
Do I have a second?
A second. 7, 8, 9.
7th, 8th, and that's fine.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I just interject a thought for you.
Please.
Current 7th grade trip did not, students, excuse me, did not get to attend Nature's Classroom last year, so they have not taken a class trip, so I think it would be appropriate for them to be included. It would be a great opportunity for them.
Great.
Just wanted to share that.
So the high school is 6, 7, 8?
Middle school.
Middle school is 7th.
No, I didn't hear who was going on the high school trip.
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9, because somebody said 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, good. Yeah. That's good.
Nice.
So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, was there any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? We have the approval of donations. We have received $1,710 was donated through GoFundMe, and donors chose for Nature's Classroom. The 2 funding campaigns were organized by Maria Tucker and other 6th grade families. The money will cover transportation for trips, significantly reducing the per student cost of the trip. We also have, where did this come? It says $500 PTO donation for grade 2. Okay, so the PTO met last night, and I saw this one underneath, which was confusing me, I'm sorry. The PTO met last night and approved and voted on your request for Scholastic News subscription. I am happy to tell you that your request has been approved for up to $300. Please let me know the total amount you'll be needing when you get the chance, so that Mr. Lincoln presented to the school committee for approval. And the PTO met last night and voted on your request for a document camera, and I am happy to tell you your request has been approved for up to $200. Please let me know the total amount that you'll be needing when you are able to, so that Mr. Lynn can present it to the school committee for approval. So do I have a motion to approve the donations presented tonight?
I move to approve the donations.
Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Other than thank you to
Oh, right.
those that are donating.
Yes, so very much. Thank you very much for the donations. We greatly appreciate it. With that, I would entertain a motion to go into an executive session for the purpose of negotiation and not to return to open session except for the purpose of adjourning regular session.
I'll make a motion to adjourn for executive session and to only reopen for adjournment.
And do I have a second? Mr. Grant? And your roll call vote.
Each of us has to say.
Yes.
Mr.
So-
Cannon?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Mrs. O'Master, yes.
Chris Hickman, yes.
Okay, thank you, everybody.